Welcome back to the Thief Rogue Challenge, where I'm trying to make it all the way to level 60 on a hardcore, self-found rogue that can only equip weapons and armor obtained from pickpocketing, lockboxes, and chests. Last time, we finally made our way through deadmines, which was the first and probably only dungeon we'll get to do in this run, since the server I'm on is pretty much dead at this point. But once that was finished, we then bounced around to a few different leveling zones, with the majority of our focus being centered around duskwood, due to the large number of easily accessible chests. Then finally, we ended the last episode right as we crossed into Thousand Needles, ready to take on the Shimmering Flats. But before we get into that, let's take a quick moment to take stock of everything we currently have equipped. First, we have a pair of rawhide shoulder pads with 58 armor. Then a Raider's Cloak of the Tiger with 15 armor, 2 agility, and 1 strength. An inscribed leather breastplate with 79 armor, 5 stamina, and 3 spirit. Some patched leather bracers with 31 armor. A pair of scouting gloves of the Owl with 51 armor, 4 intellect, and 4 spirit. A tough leather belt with 47 armor. Some Sears pants with 29 armor, 5 spirit, and 3 stamina. And then a pair of tough leather boots with 54 armor. As for our weapons, in our main hand we currently have a militant short sword of the bear with 2 strength, 2 stamina, a damage range of 19 to 36, and a speed of 2.5. And then last but not least, in our offhand we currently have a hunting knife with a damage range of 8 to 16 and a speed of 1.7. So, now that we're in Thousand Needles, the first thing we need to do is rob the corpse of a dwarf. Not for gear, mind you, but actually just for some literature, because literature is like, the pen is mightier than the sword or something like that. I don't know, I didn't actually read the book when I picked it up. Shortly after, we then managed to find this episode's first chest in the middle of one of the aforementioned centaur camps. And luckily for us, we're granted with quite a phenomenal upgrade.
Ooh. They kind of look a little funny. Not a huge fan of that, but we'll take the extra 1 armor.
We then turn in that book while grabbing the flight path just on the border to Fairless, hit level 33 while killing some wyverns, and then finally make our way into the Shimmering Flats to visit the famous Mirage Raceway, and then proceed to run around killing pretty much everything possible while collecting a bunch of scrap metal. And this is also the point in the game where I remember that crushing blows exist.
Oh my goodness. Are we getting crit? Crushing? Wait. What is happening?
And also the point where our enemies have finally outleveled our anti-venoms.
Whoa, that's a rough poison. For 3 minutes? Oh no, and I can't. My anti-venoms aren't good enough. What? It stacks? 14? It lowers it by 7 apiece? This place is awful.
But despite our setbacks, we do eventually finish the area, and then run into a totally trustworthy gnome who offered to give their ear in a mock hurrah because they were, quote, going back to retail. Now I did ultimately end up turning them down, but then, 20 minutes later, I somehow ran into them again on the boat to Booty Bay.
This guy again? I don't need any ears.
But now that all our quests were prepped, it was finally time to venture to the northern part of Stranglethorn.
It's a weird looking tower out in the distance. Kind of makes me want to turn off my OBS and forget to turn it back on for an hour.
Yeah, murder all the animals, we got it. This enemy does extreme damage.
Oh my, they were not lying. That is extreme damage. None of those were crits? We need to upgrade our armor. Do we need to upgrade everything? Once these potions are out, we're going back to duskwood. We need to do some more rotations, a few more chest cycles. Oh, here it starts. Yeah, we're just selling these. We're not doing that. Dude, sweet! It's just right out here. Sometimes this can spawn inside the house, and then this quest sucks. Ooh, new type of junk box. Let me guess. Oh, blinding powder. Sweet, dude. I don't have blind yet, but as soon as I go to the trainer, I will. These are all jungle fighters. I'm gonna try something. Just need to kill one of them. And then I can reset them. Oh, hey, that one reset. I guess I split pull some of them. Nope. The sapped one did not reset, but now we can employ the standard tactic. Though we don't have evasion anymore. I have made an error. Oh crap, I forgot about the sapped one. Okay, you can reset now, please. Okay, we're gonna sprint. Oh my gosh, potion, just potion, just potion. Seriously? Okay. Yeah, I definitely need evasion if I want to do that cleanly with mobs that are like actually my level. But I can do it. That's nice to know. Alrighty, let's see if that was worth it. No, it was not. Oh my goodness. 190 shadow damage. Can I even loot this without pulling that? Oh my gosh. Okay, just run from everything. Just keep going. Okay, I think I just have a jungle fighter now. Of course the chest right along the road is not up. Let's see if this one is. Like right here. Oh, it is, but I have to kill a 36 to get it. No, 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 no. Oh, gosh. He pulls another one. Don't pull that one, don't pull that one, don't pull that one, please. Nope, vanish, vanish, vanish. We don't want to pull that big one. Okay, now we have a problem. I can't vanish if this thing pulls something. And I can't climb up this hill. Don't pull anything else, please. Oh, I think this way is definitely safer to run out. Please do not pull any of these high-level ones. But we're good. Not worth it at all.
Oh, hey, our potions are done. Remember how last time I kind of forgot to talk about all the duskwood chests? Let's do that really quick, and I'll also talk a bit about my chest farming route for anyone that's interested. So first we have all the rank 5 chest clusters, and these include the Ghost Lady's house, this horizontal line above the Worgen camps near Darkshire, this small cluster near an abandoned house with wolves, another horizontal line along the top left of the zone, a vertical line just below that, and then a small cluster down in the bottom left at Addle's. I guess there's also this one on the side of the Ravenhill graveyard guarded by some grave robbers, and that one might be connected to the horizontal line up top, but honestly I have no idea since every time I checked it, it was never actually up. But next up we have the rank 6 chests, and these include Stalvin's house, the Worgen camps, the outside of the Worgen cave, the Worgen orchard, aka the rotting orchard, the Worgen farmstead, the ogre camp, the ogre cave, and then lastly we have the cluster for all the crypts. Obviously not all these locations are winners, so here's the general route I started using once I hit a comfortable level. Starting from Darkshire, first we head to Stalvin's house, and this one has 3 potential spawn locations. One across the house near this log, one directly next to the house, and then one inside under the fireplace, which is the least desirable of the 3 since it requires you to kill Stalvin again, but not the worst thing in the world. After that, we head west to grab an easy rank 5 from the horizontal line above the Worgen camps, and then dip down into the camps themselves for a rank 6 chest. This one can be a bit sketchy depending on where it spawns, but you can usually get away with only killing 2 to 3 Worgen before being able to open it. Also, if it spawns between these 2 tents, all you gotta do is sneak behind and just make sure you stay out of line of sight, and then you should be fine. After that, we then head southeast to check near the Ghost Lady's house. This one can be a bit hit or miss if there are people questing there, but if your server is mostly dead like mine, then it's usually still good to check, since the chest here is almost entirely free. We then head west to check the outside of the Worgen cave for a rank 6, which I honestly ended up skipping most of the time, since the Worgen are actually packed pretty tightly around the spawn locations, but I did start incorporating a little bit more once they became green, since it became easier to pull 3 Worgen at a time rather than 4 or more. But after that, we head to the Rotting Orchard for another rank 6. This one can also be a bit hit or miss, since the chest can sometimes spawn in this house, which is pretty annoying and not really worth the effort, but the other locations aren't too much of a problem if you use your cooldowns properly. We then head northwest to check the abandoned wolf house for an easy rank 5, and then head back south for another rank 6 at the Yorken farmstead, which can either be in the stables or in this small house. We then cross over the road to check the ogre camp. You can also check the inside of the cave if you want, but in my opinion, it's not really worth the effort. Similarly, I also tend to skip out on Addlestead since it's a little bit out of the way, and the amount of mobs surrounding some of the spawn locations really isn't worth dealing with when there are plenty of easier rank 5 chests to go for, like the next two in the route, which I've just been calling the left line and above the left line. And since these ones are pretty free, there's not really much to talk about. As for restarting the loop, you do have the option of walking over to Westfall and flying directly back to Darkshire, but I honestly think it's a bit faster to just run along the coast, hit the 2 Worgen camp clusters again on your way back, empty your bags in town, then just restart from Stalvin's house, and instead of heading to the Worgen camps, just go straight down to the Ghost Lady's house, and then repeat the route for as long as you'd like. And for me, that was about 3.5 hours. Now, I didn't do that all in one session, but I think I can safely say that the initial appeal of this zone has kinda worn off a bit. I mean, it's partially my own fault. Okay, maybe completely my fault, but so after spotting Stitches again, training for rank 2 of Sprint and then Blind, which is another fantastic CC option that I will totally remember to use, finally doing that Bronze Tube quest that I forgot about, hitting our 50,000th jump, and opening a total of 64 chests along the way, we managed to get a grand total of 4 upgrades. Well, technically 5, but one of them canceled out a previous one, but I'm getting ahead of myself, so let me just show you.
Whoa. New cloth pants. And of course, they're just damn spirit like before. Oh, and they're red. Well, hey, at least they match our cape. Oh, of course the male ones have strength on them.
And as if we don't have enough Stam Spirit gear already, we also managed to get these cloth boots, which I apparently didn't react to while I was recording. I'm just talking about them in post because I felt like I needed to say something to avoid that weird silence while you read the tooltip. In hindsight, I'm guessing that most of you who actually care to read these giant walls of numbers probably just pause the video and read in silence anyways, so I'm just gonna stop talking now and...
Tough leather braces.
Oh yeah, we also got a very minor upgrade to our offhand. Here's an extra second or so just in case you want to pause. And then not too long after, we got these leather bracers with 2 stamina and 2 intellect to replace those gray ones we just got earlier.
Okay, honestly, I think we're as decked out as we can be in terms of grays. I think we have literally the best options available. And then we're just kind of, at this point, we're just hopelessly spamming chests for greens. And even then, those greens don't seem to be helping us all that much. I think we just need to keep moving on to the higher tiers.
And so, after getting 2 back-to-back greens that I can't even use...
Are you kidding me? Why is it always male?
we decide to finally head back to Stranglethorn for some more questing, which basically just means hunting down more local wildlife for literally no other reason than the fact that Hemet Nessing where he told us to, and then hitting level 35 and putting our talent point into weapon expertise for the extra weapon skill. And then we head right back to Duskwood. Wait, why are we still here? I thought we were done with this place. And then set out for Arathi Highlands to do some dwarf quests and kill some of the Syndicate, which is actually a pretty interesting criminal organization led by the former nobles of Alterac before the kingdom got, destroyed. But to be honest, this organization doesn't matter in the slightest because they basically haven't contributed anything to the game's lore since vanilla, probably because no one cares about the human lore. Except for me, apparently. By the way, did you know that humans actually descend from the Vrykul, who were originally created by the Titan Keepers and made out of iron until Yogg-Saron? Oh, by the way, at this point, we've also pretty much completely swapped to using Cheap Shot as our default stealth opener, but that's mainly because Garrote's damage kinda just fell off, and I'm really just waiting to unlock the next rank. Anyways, we then make a quick pit stop in Stromgarde to finally get the next rank of First Aid, finally manage to get some Gold Thorn for those agility potions we learned how to make last episode, then make our way into Hillsbrad, kill some Murlocs, hit level 36, almost die to this wizard, twice, go back to Arathi for the Forsaken Courier quest, which we can't do because I think it's still bugged, kill some trolls, forget that I have improved sprint, and then head back to Hillsbrad to grab a rank 6 chest.
That's so good. 8 to 17 and then 13 to 25 plus 3 ag 3 strength. 1.3 speed as well. Finally, we have 2 green weapons and I just have 2 gray pieces left to replace.
And so, with the added strength of our fabulous new offhand, we then start making our way over to Desolace. But before we can get there, first we need to run through Stone Talon.
Oh. I've never seen that guy before.
Oh! Are you kidding me? That's so unfortunate. Get me out of this stupid zone.
And to add insult to injury, it's not long after that I realized that the barren wasteland of Desolace is, unfortunately, one of the best chest locations for rank 7 and 8 chests. Why is that unfortunate? Well, take a look at how many clusters there are. There are 3 rank 7 clusters in the north, one for Thunderaxe Fortress, the Satyr Place, and the Kolkar Centaur camps, and then we have 3, maybe 4 rank 8 clusters in the south. 1, or possibly 2, for the entrance to Maradon, which we're not going to worry about because, as you can probably tell, I didn't even bother to check them, and then 1 for each of the 2 Centaur clans that you can farm rep for, the Gelkis and the Magrum. Ignoring the Maradon clusters, 5 chest clusters doesn't actually sound that bad once you come to terms with the fact that no other zone will ever come close to how good Duskwood was, but as I've been farming chests for the past however long it's been, I started to notice something a bit frustrating that I haven't really been able to verify until more recently. Since the very beginning of this challenge, I've come across what are seemingly dead chest locations, where nothing would spawn even after the usual 7 minutes. Now at first, I'd always kind of written them off because most of them were locations with only a single chest spawn, and to this day, I still don't really understand how these ones work. I think some of them are probably connected, where they form just weird, really large spread out clusters, but really, I have no idea. However, sometimes these dead locations would just be a standard cluster, and whenever I ran into one of those, I would usually assume that I'd just repeatedly missed the window and someone else had beat me to the chest. But once the server died and I started having free reign over all the chests in Duskwood, which are nearly all traditional clusters, I realized that sometimes the clusters just stop working.
Let's see if this one is actually up, because it hasn't been for the past few times. Dang, why not?
And whenever that happened, I kinda just had to suck it up and adjust my route until it randomly fixed itself, usually while I was offline. So because of this, I'm starting to think that there are some additional rules behind chest spawns that I haven't really been able to figure out yet. My current theory is that zones probably have a set limit for how many active clusters there can be at any given point, but unless I take the time to do some more in-depth testing, I really can't say for sure what's causing this behavior. As for Desolace though, throughout all my time in the zone, I wasn't able to collect a single chest from the Kolkar encampment, even though I was pretty much the only one in the zone, and was consistently checking it each time I passed it. And so after taking into account this dead cluster, and since the Gelkis chest is just pretty far out of the way, for the most part, that drops the amount of viable farming clusters down to only 3, which still isn't terrible, except for the fact that these are all relatively far from each other, and for the fact that the 7-minute respawn timer isn't 7 minutes anymore.
Where is the chest at? Oh my gosh. This is happening so much more often now. It should have reset already.
Because not only did Blizzard decide to make chests far less common as you get further and further into the game, but they also decided to change the length of the higher tier spawn times to be closer to 10 minutes. 10 whole minutes. And you know what? We're only at rank 7 and 8, so who knows? It's entirely possible that the next few ranks will take even longer. I mean, seriously, it's like they never even considered that some random person might base a super specific challenge around this incredibly niche and minor gameplay mechanic. But despite all that, the absolute worst thing that I have to deal with about this whole situation is that I kinda just think this zone is ugly, so yeah.
Over 20 years and they still haven't fixed the tent evades. Blizzard.
Nope. Just reset, just reset, just reset.
These guys aren't hostile. Free chest.
Did you know that if you stealth as soon as you loot the Kodo Skull that you don't actually have to fight?
Dang it.
Did you know that if you stealth as soon as
Dang it.
Did you know that if you stealth as soon as you loot the Kodo Skull that you don't actually have to fight the ghost? I shouldn't have to say this, but don't do this if your server's not dead and there are people actively questing here because it's annoying. By the way, did you also know that you can kite a non-tamed Kodo while walking a tamed one back and then tame the untamed one after releasing the tamed one to get this taming quest done faster?
Oh, I'm out of poisons.
Look at that. 8 agility, 8 stamina. It's still cloth, but those stats are great. They kind of look a little ugly, but that's fine. Can we get the silver key first try? Nope. How the heck do these things have pockets?
Hey look, something other than money and poison mats from a junk box. I mean, it's still totally worthless, but that's kinda cool, right?
Oh my gosh. What the? Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, that's what happens when I try and fight literally anything without buffs.
Is this guy named Kragaru or Kragaru?
30? We
When the
want to start
download is
enough?
finished,
Look at all these cooking recipes. Where is the Gelkis chest?
Must be the one single chest spot that's not in the cave. I don't think I can cross this. Please don't kill me. Can I get back up this way? No, are you kidding? This place sucks.
Whoever designed this location, specifically the chest clusters here, this was a bad idea. Watch it just not even be here.
Oh, it's here. What a great use of our time.
I should have set my hearth to Darnassus, or at least just here. I don't want to be here anymore.
But with Desolace complete, or at least as close to complete as I could bear, that meant that it was finally time to head back to Stranglethorn. And by this point, I'd kind of gotten into the habit of running through Duskwood to get to the northern portion of Stranglethorn instead of running through Westfall, mainly just so I could have an excuse to open more chests, even if that meant opening ones of a lower rank. And luckily, that just so happened to pay off in one of the best ways possible.
Whew. The run is saved. That's so awesome.
We then do the next portion of the Curzon line, which we won't actually be doing the last part of because Curzon is scary, and I think by this point it's become pretty obvious that the whole "we're not cowards" joke from the first few episodes was probably just me gaslighting myself. We then hit level 38, kill some goblins, train the next rank of Garrote and Sinister Strike, have a grand old time collecting trash in Duskwood again,
Dang it. If only they were leather.
grab some Crocodile skins near the goblins because I forgot to get them earlier, then kill some raptors, followed by Sindal, and then engage in a dangerous stealth mission to collect the 4 troll legends scattered around the southwestern portion of the map.
Oh my gosh, can I even do this? Okay. These throw nets. You wander, so you're gonna get this mark. I think I can pull him by himself. Oh, he resisted. We're gonna pool, so he doesn't run, and then we're just gonna dump it all. Okay, can I click on this without grabbing him? No, I cannot, but we can. Okay, sweet. We don't have to pull the witch doctor. I don't think these guys run. That's nice, actually. All right, and there's our look at the 4th one first. Okay. How many chest spots are in here? I don't see it up there, but it may just. Oh. Yeah, it's all the way up by Gonzula. No chest. Oh wait, no, I need to go in here. Wait, this might be the more difficult one, actually. Oh, 3. They're green, though. This might be possible. I don't remember if this counts as line of sight. Some of these walls don't break LOS. They're weird. Pull him into the corner. That is quite tragic. Oh, he does run. Okay, the hunters will run when they net. Nice to know. This guy, I just don't know about this guy. I have to pull now. This does count as line of sight. Fantastic. It did pull. It like almost kind of doesn't count as line of sight actually, which is super weird. Okay, I just want to kill this scout, and then I can vanish. Vanish. Please don't resist. Okay, we're good. Oh, dude, this makes me so paranoid. Come on, into the corner. I could have gouged the heal, but it was too late. Sweet.
Too far away. I'm out of range. I need to get closer.
Why did they make me actually play the game? Wait, what? How am I supposed to... Can I pull just you? Uh-oh. There's someone healing me? Oh, shoot! Oh, what? 59. Well, that's no fun. What are you even doing out here, man? That doesn't feel like real help anymore. But I will, I'll take it nonetheless.
We then take another trip to Duskwood and obtain our second blue item,
That is so incredibly tragic.
and then immediately after, get a great new upgrade for our cloak slot.
That's nice. Still can't see it though.
And so, feeling that we were finally ready to move on, I set my eyes on one final goal for this video, level 40. So let's get back to some questing. Hey dude, check out this.
Sick bandage tech.
Here we go. Level 40. Oh, right. We can finally finish out the combat tree. Oh yeah, they got dual spec in this. I don't even need that. Safe fall, new rank stealth, and Evis. How much do these things cost? It's like 90 with rep. 72 plus 18. Dang it.